Hi, everybody. This is Miriam for the Moonchild podcast show, and I want to welcome you if you feel like getting some great inspiration on how to rock your marriage today. Because I'm going to speak about what I actually do. Because last weekend we were having a meeting with friends, and they asked me, so what do you do? And those dear friends are following me on Facebook and they listen to my podcast. And so I want to make things clear today on what I do. And this episode is for you if you, like I said, feel you want to get inspired by something new. Because I'm going to speak to you today about what most people don't know about energy, about creating a loving marriage and keeping it that way. And what I do is I help women to bring back love in their marriage. And my clients are usually women that long for a different future with their husband and can't seem to get there. They're stuck in a pattern of fighting or sometimes silence or just irritations, and it's affecting them and it's affecting their lives. It's affecting their love life, it's affecting their careers, it's affecting everything because I believe, and my clients do too, that everything starts at home. And that when your home is like a safe haven where you can just relax, be yourself, and feel uplifted instead of gaining stress, then the rest of your life will flow. And even if you have a trouble, at work or something, then at least when you come home you can relax and you can talk about it without your husband saying, I don't have time for this, or oh my gosh, are you crazy? Are you talking about work again, or are you having this problem again, or are you having your boss on your neck again? Things like that you don't want to hear when you're in trouble at work, right? So my program is all about, and my work and my philosophy is all about changing that. And some of my clients are even in a divorce um, uh, track, or they've been thinking about divorce, or they've been speaking about divorce, and some of them don't. They just want to really improve their marriage because they feel and they long for a different, loving, warm, fulfilling relationship, and that is different for everybody. What that looks like in real life. But what most people don't know, and this is like a real eye opener for most of my clients, is that when your marriage is not going the way you want it and you really fear divorce, or you really get energy drained on a daily basis by, the negative energy in your home, that you can actually do something about it, even if your husband doesn't want to go to couples therapy. Because a lot of my former clients, because I've been a divorce lawyer for a long time, they would say to me like, yeah, and I've been speaking about going to couples therapy for ages, and he never wanted to go. So I had no choice but to divorce. And that, my friends, is not true. And I'm here to bust that myth today because it's so not true. And I know that most people believe that, and this is the secret that my clients know now. That you can actually change something by yourself and improve your marriage radically and quickly in about 8 weeks' time. And how that works, I'm going to explain to you in a nutshell. Because otherwise I'm going to be speaking. I can speak about this for days, but I'm not going to. What it really is that if you are in a pattern, a toxic pattern of fighting or deafening silence, or just, the ego fight, right? When he says something, you say something back, and then he says something back, and then usually one of you just pulls out and just goes like, yeah, whatever. Or you keep on fighting and, things really clash. But when you break that toxic pattern, then the energy flows in a totally different direction, which is to connection. And so my program is all about breaking that toxic pattern. And that starts with you. because you can never change the other person, right? I mean, you've probably tried it, saying like, I don't want you to do this anymore. I want you to stop saying this. I want you to stop behaving like this. This is not a good example for our kids. I need you to stop right now. Is that familiar? Because it never works. Because the other person goes like, yeah, right. Like, you can tell me what to do. And that, my friends, is true. You can tell somebody what to do. But usually when it's an ego fight, the ego fights against another ego, then it's nobody's going to listen. Same for your kids, right? I mean, they sometimes might listen, but it's always with a or a bad mood that comes from it. So you might have tried to change your husband, maybe even or your wife for that matter. You maybe even said like, you really need therapy. I have a lot of former clients that said, well, my husband has a serious problem. He is either a narcissist or has how do you call that? Autistis. Uh, I can't find the word in English right now, but he has like an autistic problem. He can't express his feelings, something like that, and he needs therapy. Maybe you've said that to your spouse too, right? But the problem is, you can never make that appointment for somebody else, because if somebody else doesn't want to get treated, then it's never going to work. And the same goes for couples therapy. If one of you doesn't believe in couples therapy or just doesn't feel like you have a problem or just doesn't want to go, maybe they feel like it's too late to go, so too much have happened, we can never repair this, then you can never go that way. And a lot of clients have felt like, okay, well, there's either a couples therapy or divorce, or third option, I stay unhappy for a long time. And sometimes even my clients said, yeah, well, I waited till the kids were older and I was unhappy for a lot of years. And what they don't know is that when they break that toxic pattern that you're in, and that is possible to do it yourself because you can never change the other person. It all starts with you. That if you break that toxic pattern, then you will find back your love if you have enough guidance and enough trust that there is some spark of love left in your life. And that's my first thing I always go through with my clients. Do you think there's somewhere deep down there's a hope or a spark or something left for your husband, or is it just hatred? That's the starting point. And then we go from there and we break that toxic pattern of fighting, of deafening silence, of the thing that makes you in desperation that you will never work this out. But it all starts with you. And it's like, it's an energy thing, right? Because when you behave in a certain way, that is a trigger for the other person, right? When you say something nasty to your husband, like, I want you to change, I want you to stop doing this, I want you to quit, I don't know, fighting with me, and you always do this, right? That triggers an emotion in him. And usually the ego plays up and he goes like, yeah, right, who are you to tell me what to do? And then he goes like, well, you always behave like this. And then you get triggered by that comment, right? And you go bang, and there we go. So it's like this pattern that goes on and on and on, and you say something and he reacts, and then he says something and you react, and you want to step out of that toxic pattern. And I can show you how. And in my method, it's based on the work of the lovely Eileen Barker, and it's based on forgiveness. And forgiveness to me is stopping the blame. It has nothing to do with God. It has nothing to do with accepting what the other person did. It has to do with stopping the blame and healing that wound that is inside of you. Healing that bruise. I often call it a bruise. That your husband or your wife keeps tapping, right? Because when this happens, this pattern, that it simply means that the other person is tapping one of your bruises over and over and over again. And when you keep tapping that bruise again, and over again, it's never going to heal. And that bruise needs to be healed. And that's what we're doing with the forgiveness work. We heal the bruise, we step out of the blame, and that's a major shift in, well, on all levels really. On a body, mind, soul level, it's a major shift in your beliefs. It's a major shift in your mindset. It's a major shift in embodiment, in how you feel in your body, because things will clear up from that place. Things will become lighter and less dark or less stressful or less, how do you want to call it? It doesn't matter. And I hope you understand what I'm saying. And if you don't, then please leave me a message. So I want to recap this. What I do is that I teach my clients to step out of a toxic pattern in their marriage. And I do that by all kinds of exercises, and I work on a body, mind, soul level, because I believe that if you only work with the mind, like regular therapy, right? You just empty out your mind and you learn how to communicate again. And that is a very important step. But I believe that if you don't heal the bruise that's underneath on a soul level, where you can actually feel your body become lighter and less stressful, and maybe you sometimes feel that really heavy load on your shoulders, right? Or you feel tense in your belly, or you feel, I don't know what you feel, you get headaches and stuff. And that is a reaction from your body. And if you don't heal that on a body level, then you can talk and talk and talk and talk forever, but it won't totally be resolved. And that, I think, is the beauty of this work. That we really heal that on a body level. And we do that through meditation and visualization. And the soul level is also through meditation, that we really want to connect with what your heart really longs for, what you really want in the deepest part of you. And that, my friends, is usually love. So that's what I do. I hope this is a full story for you, and that you get what I'm saying here, because it's wonderful, and it has changed my life in so many ways that I can't even describe it to you. And it has changed my clients' lives too, and they have grown from being in a space of lack to back to love. It is that you grow from fear to love, actually. And we do that in a complete set of exercises and meditations and visualizations and writing exercises. And we're going to go through the whole spectrum of your toxic pattern and release that and heal that on every level that I just mentioned, on a body level, on a mind level, and on a soul level. I work with all of them because I believe that those three are the basis of what we are. And if you just take one of them, then it's just an insight. And an insight is lovely, but it never works if you actually do something with it, and if that bruise gets healed on a deep level. So I hope, again, that you understand what I'm saying, because I always get fired up when I speak about this, and I never know if it makes any sense to the listener. So if you have any questions, then please reach out to me on support@miriammaris.com. And you can also follow me on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And you can go to my website to find the links there. It's www.miriammaris.com. And I want to thank you for your time again, for listening to me. And I hope to speak to you very, very soon. Ciao.